Hey guys, Brad McCraw, CEO, Executive Producer of MOSAIC Pro Events. I am here on the Crew Call Pod. Andrew Knisley, co-owner of MOSAIC Pro Events, is here in the studio with me.
What's
Then I'm super excited about this episode. This one we've had planned for a little bit. Great friend of mine, Lee Fields, is here with us. Lee, welcome, man.
What's up? Thanks for having me, boys.
So cool to have you. I was just telling somebody about our relationship. We've known each other for a lot of years, and I would say what's cool for me, especially having Andrew here too, there's probably a handful. I don't even know if there's a handful. There's probably 3 or 4 people in my career, in my life, that I would say have been loyal friends, trusted partners, trusted just people that I know have stood by me through the ups and downs. If you know my story in my career, there's been a lot of ups and downs in ministry and corporate production. And Lee is one of those guys, man. I know I've told him many times, so this is not new to him. The other guy besides Lee, probably above that, is Andrew. Andrew's been with me since I left CCV. He was with me at CCV and stood by me through all the ups and downs. So yeah, it's cool for me. It's cool for us to have these moments. You know I love you. You know I appreciate you. Our friendship means the world to me. The fact that when I left CCV, long story short, when I left CCV and started this MOSAIC thing, it was called something different. It was called PHX back then. I just needed gigs. I just needed work. I didn't need money. Lee, we were friends when I was at CCV because we both worked at big churches. And if you worked at big churches, you kind of just became friends because you kind of had a camaraderie of, the stresses, the ups and downs. And I reached out to Lee and I was like, hey man, here's what's happening. I was honest with him about the whole situation. He loved me through it, stood by me. And he's like, hey, I don't know what you can, offer me. We've got some events coming up, some outside events. They did a lot at Bayside where Lee was. And he just threw me some gigs of I was doing video stuff. I was doing playback stuff. I was managing live streams, the most random stuff. But he just loved on me, threw me stuff, and helped me. I mean, realistically, he was a major catalyst to where I'm at today. So I just wanted to make that public and say thank you, man.
Dude, I mean, I feel like saying you're welcome is like, I don't know. I just feel like that's what you do,
That's what I feel like too. But I mean, there's a lot of people that don't feel like that's what you do.
That's true.
You have the same people in your life that you could, know. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, basically it was like, you got a friend in transition and trying to launch a business and bootstrap it. That's freaking hard. I've done that. So you're broke. Anybody who starts a business early without any kind of investment, you're like, you're back to zero.
Literally zero. Yeah.
So I'm like, let's freaking get him here and just pay him to do nothing, basically. Like the most overqualified guy on the whole team. Right. I remember it was like a conference, like 5,000 people. And you're like doing video on a side stage outside because we already crewed the whole thing up.
Oh, I love that.
3 times as much as we should have paid somebody. But to me, it wasn't like, you just want to love people and like help them.
Right. I mean, I love that. And obviously it's sat with me forever and it's always been something on my heart and something on my mind. And
well, you did the same thing to me, bro.
Yeah, which is great. I'm hoping that guy back to other people because there's certain, like I said, there's certain people in my life that have done that, like you and Andrew. And I hope I'm always that guy to other people when they go through those things.
Yeah, you absolutely did. And a transition for me. And I was like, what am I going to do this month for work? And you're like, why don't you come mix these bands at the biggest thing we do? And I did not have to do that. Nicely could have absolutely done it. And you flew my girlfriend and paid for her to come too. Like,
we did. It was great. And it was great to have you out.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a good vibe.
It was a good vibe. So yeah, just wanted to start the podcast off by publicly acknowledge you and just thank you that kudos to you, man. You're one of those dudes, especially in my life. And I just appreciate you. And you got a lifelong friend and partner in anything you do. I've always got your back in anything you do, and we'll always have your back. And so I'm excited about that. Yeah. Speaking of girlfriend, I'll have your back soon. You're getting married soon, which I'm super stoked for you. Good for you.
You're coming, aren't you?
I am coming, yeah.
You're in the green column on the Excel spreadsheet I have, not the red one. Not coming.
Not the can be cut because we have too many people column. I appreciate that.
Can't afford.
Yeah.
Cut them from
I've never. Green is like if they're coming, I put a Y and it turns it green automatically. That's the production brain of mine. The auto conditioning of Excel spreadsheet.
I love that you're doing that for your wedding.
I do too. Excel spreadsheeting it. Dude, we've been balancing Excel spreadsheets. We're going through all of our financials. There's nothing I hate more than Excel spreadsheets, I don't think.
Not fun.
I don't love it. I can ramp up into it.
Yeah, we've had to ramp up into it also, but we haven't enjoyed it on the financial side of Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah, it's not bad.
We were just talking about
2 hours I spent in a spreadsheet, I earned 6 hours on a golf course. The way I treat it.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, that's a good compromise.
We were just talking. There's like an Excel spreadsheet e-games. Have you seen that? Like it's like full, like
For real?
just like full production value, and they go like it's like the nerdiest men and women, and they're like kings of spreadsheets. But it's like watching the e-games where these little Chinese kids come out, but it's just like accountants that have created these amazing Excel spreadsheets.
Look at my formulas.
Literally, yeah, it's crazy.
What if it was like the Olympics where you see like what is clearly like an 11-year-old Asian kid that the government
Literally.
like removed and put into an Excel camp when they were 4 years old, and like
He just happens to be the best.
yeah.
We just said that last podcast we did with Eddie Superman, and he was talking about how he was a 5-year-old drummer in the main worship band at his church. I was like, it's always the small Asian kid. Always,
It totally is.
these phenoms are always a little tiny Asian kid. Eddie's one of those little kids.
If
just became a
Philippines,
phenom.
Indonesia, all those countries, and like the churches, like they start them young.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know where he's from. I think he's somewhere in Pacific Asia.
We'll get into technical, but you brought it up. Let's talk golf, man. Your true passion. We know you're the audio guy. Every other podcast that talks to you talks about audio. Let's talk golf for a minute. Me and Knisley, he does it more than I do right now. We just got back into golf. I grew up golfing. My dad was actually in a senior. They do the long drive competition.
Yeah.
So when I was probably like 10 through 13, we would travel the country. He was in the senior division of the long drive comp, and he averaged like 380 when he was like 50. And we would travel all over the country, just me, him, and my mom, and do these long drive competitions. But yeah, let's talk about your true passion of golf.
Yeah, it's like I have a hobby that's golf, but audio is also a hobby.
Yeah.
It's just different like when you get paid for it, or now that I'm like another business owner and do a lot of freelance, it's almost like it's not a hobby I get paid for. It's a hobby that I have to get paid for.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, the difference there.
Yep.
So like the release and like how I recharge is golf, and also exercise. Like I've lost quite a bit of weight the last
What are you doing?
2 years now.
Yeah, I've noticed that. What are you doing exercise wise?
You know what's funny? Like I'll be super transparent about it. I walk on the golf course now, but that's really new, and that's not like what's gotten my weight down as low as it is.
But I mean, that's a great way to exercise.
It's an awesome way to exercise. So I was like pounds away from 300.
Okay.
I mean, single digits away.
Yep.
Ashley would say like, dude, just say you were 300. I'm like, I can't do it. It's like I can't go there. No, I was never 300 pounds. I probably was. And then if I took a dump, it would have been like right under it or something. But I just started, when I was that big, all I did to lose about 20 pounds was my burritos at Chipotle went from being the size of a football to like
Just
normal.
portion control.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't change what I was eating. I just changed how much of it. And I've not ever been like a big drinker, but like switching from like beer to wine or tequila, that does save you like a lot of calories.
Yeah, interesting.
So it was just like portion for about 20 pounds, but then I kind of
what that'll
plateaued.
do, right?
Yeah. Kind of plateaued a little bit after 20. And people were like, oh, you're losing weight. What are you doing, Ozempic? And I was like, no, actually, I'm just eating less. But then I tried Ozempic, and I probably lost like 15 pounds on it.
Okay.
It's freaking miserable. And it was a couple months, and I was like, no way. All the side effects are crazy.
There's more and more side effects. Although I don't know if they're making up these side effects to sell products, but I just read there's a such thing as Ozempic penis, where according, which I think you're just losing weight, but they're trying to convince men that if you take Ozempic, they're like you're seeing growth in your penis.
For sure.
But again, if you're 300 pounds and then you go down to 210, you're going to see, I mean, you can see your penis for one.
Right.
I'm glad. We'll have to switch this to the Patreon after hours version.
Off the rails now.
But there's a such thing as Ozempic penis, which makes your penis appear bigger. So now, of course, like if I'm a dude, which I am, like,
Yeah.
you're thinking, oh, maybe I should try it for a couple months. You know,
Lee's
How
like,
about
yeah,
it's just not, you're just not fat anymore.
that's what I'm
It's
saying.
not-
Yeah, exactly. It's not. I don't think it's really growing your penis size. You're just not fat anymore.
Lee's like, oh crap, you caught me. You caught me.
I love having super honest conversations like this. Usually I'm on Christian podcasts where they're afraid to talk about things, but then in their
penis.
DMs they're like full of filth, you know? No, I've lost probably like 75 pounds.
Right? Where did you
swear to
notice
God,
it?
But I swear to God, I'd say at least an inch more.
Hey, there you go. Hey, get out there. It's a little PSA. Walk on the golf course.
1 inch is actually like 3.
There's guys out there saying that they're like, that's crazy. I've never measured, because that's just because you're probably afraid of the number, but everybody's done it. So shut up.
Liars. But maybe you got that inch during that Ozempic period. Those 30 days of Ozempic.
I don't think so. I mean, I think
maybe
it's
we
like
just correlated. Maybe we just correlated it.
it's gradual over time.
He's like, you caught me. That's actually why I took it.
That's why I took
didn't
it
think
for
this would come up.
2 months.
That's hilarious. So yeah, probably like 15, maybe 20 pounds on that. It kind of fluctuated there at the end. But the side effects, the stomach pains, like the blood sugar, you're just nauseous all the time. It's freaking sucks. And I'm pretty convinced that, like, when you talk to other people and they're like, yeah, I do Ozempic. Oh, how are the side effects? Oh, they're fine. It's not that bad. I think they're freaking lying. Because when you talk to other people that have tried it, it's not like that. It's like your stomach freaking killing you all the time too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, bro. So I'm like, screw this. So how it happened though was I got a new primary care doctor.
Yeah.
Because I switched my insurance, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, what medications you on? And I'm like, testosterone. And I'm taking some like weird compounding formula Ozempic. So I didn't have to pay like $1,000 a month for it. You can actually, there's websites where you can just buy the freaking powder and mix your own sterile water with it and do the injection.
Wow. That seems sketchy.
It does seem that way, but it's pretty legit. And I did it. So I told him that, and he was like, well, let's get you the real thing. And I was like, okay. And you know, there's all these different versions of it. So like Ozempic, the name has kind of become Kleenex a little bit.
My sister did not to push my sister out of the bus. She did it was like a terzepatide. They just called it, right? That's kind of the root. Yeah.
Right. So he's like, I'll get you on another one. The side effects aren't that bad and your insurance will cover it. Because if your BMI is over a certain level and sleep apnea and a couple other things, insurance will cover it.
Okay.
So he puts in the prescription. I go to Target, to the pharmacy, and they're like, that'll be $800. And I'm like,
Oof.
hold on, fam.
Yeah.
So I call him back, and he calls the insurance, and they're like, oh, you just need to do 6 months of a weight loss program, and then we'll cover it.
Oh, interesting.
So I was like, what? That's freaking stupid. He's like, just download the Weight Watchers app, pay the $20 a month,
and then they
keep the receipts, and then they'll cover it. And I was like, okay, this is dumb. So I get on the app, I make an account, I sign up, $20 a month. And in my mind, Weight Watchers was like what middle-aged soccer moms did to like
1000%.
get meals in the mail and go to the office and have encouraging, like, sit down in a circle. Hi, my name's Karen and I'm fat. That's kind of what I thought it was.
And now
That's
you
the
have
commercials.
now you own a minivan. Yeah, perfect.
Hey, but you got a big dick. Big dick energy in that minivan.
So I download the app. I'm like, what is this? And it's like, oh, you just put the food you eat in, and it tells you how many points, and you get this many points a day.
Oh, okay.
Don't go over your points. I'm like, okay, so what do I have for I get 32 points is what it was telling me I started with. I'm like, okay, for breakfast I had Starbucks, banana bread, and a black coffee. And it was like 14 points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no shit, I can only eat 2.5 of these for the day.
For the day.
Yeah,
And
crazy.
if I eat more than that, that will in fact make me gain weight. It was like a big light bulb moment of like how important eating clean is. Even though that thing's 400 calories, you don't think like, well, that's only 1,200 calories for the day if I eat 3 of these. But that will actually make you gain weight because of all the sugar and complex carbs.
But I mean, realistically, big picture, even like you said with Ozempic, I mean, that's why you're losing the weight. You're down to a 1,500 calorie. Like if you could lose weight on anything if you're only eating 1,500 calories, or if Ozempic is making you nauseous all day long, you just don't want to eat.
Oh, I think the Ozempic works because you're just sick.
You're sick.
You're just like, you just feel like
I don't want to eat
crap all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a mind game.
So the Weight Watchers thing was like, oh my gosh, that piece of bread's worth 14 points and I only get 32 for the day and I want to have a good dinner tonight I need to bank up like 15 or 20 points so that at dinner I don't go over. And then it's like, here's all these 0-point foods. I'm like, 0-point foods? So you're telling me I can still eat 2,500 calories, 2,000 calories and lose weight? And dude, it freaking works. So like for breakfast today,
avocado, right? Is that a thing? Avocado is a big one.
Yeah, I think it may be 0, but avocado does have a lot of fat. I don't think you can eat like 6 in a day.
Okay.
But it's good. So like for breakfast today, I had a cup of oatmeal, just raw oatmeal. And then I cut up a bunch of strawberries and a banana and put in it. And then a cup of almond milk to cook the oatmeal.
Yep.
It's like 350, 400 calories. It's really filling and 0 points.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
So you've stayed, you got rid of the Ozempic, but you stayed on the weight. This is such a bizarre podcast for 15
I know,
minutes.
dude. So I stayed on the Weight Watchers, and
This
now
is gonna
I've
be
lost
so
like
good. Like you said, it's going to be so good with the middle-aged moms. This episode is
It
going to
really
be through
is.
the roof.
It's probably like good for like our community actually, because you
It
get
probably
stuck
is,
at
you're right.
events and then catering, and you're like, I just need a snack, and you go grab. You can even grab like a protein bar and think, oh, this protein bar, it's a protein bar.
Covered in chocolate.
But that's actually made for a guy that does 800 calorie workouts every day,
Yeah.
not a production guy sitting behind a console all day. And there's loads of sugar in it and there's a ton of carbs. So you even have to be careful of like, here's some healthy food, and it's actually not, especially doing what we do.
For sure.
So yeah, so the story there is I fell in love with the Weight Watchers app. Hi, my name's Karen. You know, and I think it's the gamification of it, but then also discovering like what foods you think are like pretty good are actually pretty shitty.
Yep.
I think that's really what it was. And then like you can like if I go walk around a golf, it deposits like 17 points in my bank.
Okay.
Right. So then it resets at the end of the week. So I'm like, hey, we're going to Fleming's this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm getting the cheesecake.
You can rack that up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. We were at Cheesecake Factory. We took the kids there before like a back to school day. And I'm like, what's a piece of the Oreo cheesecake? How many points? And remember, now I get like 28 points a day.
Yep.
One slice of cheesecake. It was like 90 points, bro.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're basically saying like, if you eat this,
yeah,
that's 3 days worth of fat and sugar.
Sheesh.
Oof.
It's crazy.
So just the mental of that. You don't even have to follow the program. If you just get into that mental state where you start to realize those things, I can have this cheesecake, but it's equivalent to 3 days of what I should eat. Like that,
Right.
That will fix your most of your weight loss problems.
And you can still do that. My problem why I got up to 300 pounds was I was eating meals like that 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah. Well, again, especially when you're traveling, you're going back in those days. You're going to churches. You're seeing people. Everybody wants to take you to dinner. Let's like do this. Let's do that. 100%. Yeah.
So I was on a corporate show last week, and they sent out a Google form for meals every day, what you wanted to eat. They didn't do catering. It just brought in all the food. And it was like Shake Shack for lunch, this fried chicken place for lunch. And I'm going down this thing like, what the hell am I going to do? So you just have to be really disciplined too. So it was like, there's a side salad. I want 2 of those, add 2 grilled chicken breasts and some low calorie dressing. Went to Costco, got the low carb protein bars,
Good for
water.
you.
I went to Smoothie King every morning. So started with a coffee shake with protein and almond milk. So you do have to put in the work, but like,
Of course.
I'm 41 and it's taken me this long to figure out like, I don't want to be 50 and then have all these health problems.
Yep.
And I think the older you get, I think with guys don't take their health seriously. I feel like until it's too late most of the time.
100%.
So I'm just trying to be smarter about it. And like, it sucks being almost 300 pounds. Like that's difficult to live.
Yep.
Like just everyday things people don't realize.
Especially in this industry. I mean, we're working, 10, 15-hour days. We're on our feet. It's, none of us load trucks anymore, but people are loading trucks or offloading trucks. It's a lot of work. So if your body is not cooperating with you and you have those moments, like, I get it.
Well, needless to say, you look great, Lee.
You do look great. You're going to look great for that wedding. I'm sure that
I'm in the 220s for the first time since high school.
Heck yeah.
Good for you.
Got that wedding bod ready for the honeymoon.
Wedding bod.
That look good naked bod, the LGN.
LGN that's a real thing. Especially with that extra inch. Good for you.
And how hot she is. I'm like, I got to freaking.
That's part of it too, right? You got
it really
I think
is.
that all the time. My wife is smoking hot, and I was thinking, gosh,
motivator.
I got to stay in shape.
Yep. I do want to go back to.
Well, real quick, hey, producer Jeff, can you make sure we get this episode sponsored by Weight Watchers?
Seriously.
For real.
Weight Watchers. It's not just for middle-aged women.
It's
Weight
for
Watchers.
tatted up dudes with beards.
Like we can
they
get
have a
some
whole untapped industry in production.
right?
That they could
Who
go
would have
after.
thought? I think Lee might be the new spokesman.
I do want to go back to you said golf is your hobby that you don't get paid, and audio is your hobby that you do get paid. Would you ever have it reversed where audio was for fun, but you got paid to be a pro golfer?
I tried this. Not to be a pro golfer, but I tried doing like mixing retreats at my house that were half golf, half mixing.
Yeah,
yeah.
you tried? I mean,
Yeah.
those were pretty successful, weren't they? We knew a couple
Yeah,
guys
they
that actually
were.
went to
There's
them, yeah.
not. I live on a golf course and I have a golf cart. And it's a 4-seat golf cart and there's a restaurant. The clubhouse is about 6 or 7 houses away. So I'm like, I have the perfect. I'm in my studio right now. I can have 3 or 4 people in here really comfortably. I'm like, I actually have the perfect setup to do like retreat style events and have guys come to my house, learn in the mornings, golf in the afternoon, or vice versa. So I did it. I just threw it out there. And I think I did 3 of them with golfers.
Okay.
And it went good. I would say it's difficult when you live on a private golf course to have the average golfer who maybe only golfs 4 times a year. Because, it's not, country clubs aren't pretentious, but there is an expectation that you're not going to go out there and play for 5 hours and you're like chasing balls around.
Yeah.
I didn't really have that problem, but I'd say if I kept doing it to keep tapping into that audience of golfers and audio guys, I would have probably ran into that. And I felt like maybe we were approaching it. Like, so the first group that I had, dude, their handicaps were like, there was a 1, a 5, a 7. Like they were a freaking
Great.
stick
Yeah.
golfers.
Great.
So it worked great. And then the other times it was just average public golf course, worked at a church. They just like golfing with their buddies. I put those guys in the afternoons so that in the mornings we weren't around all the country club members that are trying to play 3-hour rounds,
good call.
you're just hauling. So what that enabled me to do though is like write off my private golf course membership, my golf cart.
Amazing.
So that's been nice. So I kind of do make money playing. I'm a professional
Hey,
golfer.
true.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
technically.
You're getting paid to play golf.
You're a golf pro.
The thing that backfired though was I wanted to keep doing mixing retreats, but just take golf out of it and just do retreats. So then I would advertise like a non-golfing one, and I'm probably just not good at marketing because then people are like, "Well, I don't golf though." I'm like, this is not a golf one. Like the golf things are over. I'm not going to do those anymore because there's so many more people that just wanted to come to the studio and learn.
Yep.
So now the ones I do at my house, I'll do 3 or 4 a year. It's like we'll mix in the mornings at the house, and then we'll go to Top Golf in the afternoon, or we'll go do adult go-karts and like fun stuff in the afternoons, and I take them to a nice meal. So we do like that for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we know a couple guys. Eric Moody, I think, came out and did one of those, right? He's a guy.
He
out here
did.
in
He was
Phoenix.
in the first one. He was in the good golfer group.
Yeah. Oh, is he? I didn't even know he was a good golfer.
No, he's pretty good. He had a few holes where he struggled. He was like, he probably doesn't play a ton.
Yeah.
But that dude's like tech director at now he's in a new church now, but at the time it was like, I don't know how he has time to play golf. And that dude's got hobbies. He's like putting 700 horsepower motors in Honda Civics from 1992.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
I've seen
that.
that.
Yeah.
I've seen that.
He has these like cars that'll pull up beside you, and it's like a car that we drove in high school, Brad, and not fixed up on the outside, not $3,000 wheels, and it's like a 700 horsepower car that will
Good
freaking roast a
gosh.
Lambo.
That's amazing.
He calls them shit boxes.
That's so perfect.
So like the motor inside is probably worth 5 times what the body of the car is, but it's
It's a
hilarious because you
sleeper.
pull up to a brand new
I love that.
Shelby GT500, $120,000 Mustang, and he just dusts them. So he's got that hobby. And I swear this guy, he sells a lot of guitars online. I'm convinced that there's a bedroom in his house and there's like, it looks like a mini Guitar Center.
He's every time I open Instagram, he's selling a guitar.
Yes.
Shout out to Eric
Yeah.
Moody. Good for you, buddy. If you need a guitar, go to Eric Moody's Instagram because there's at least 2 new ones on every post he does. I just saw
There
one
is, and they're
last
all
night,
awesome guitars.
They're all great guitars.
Facts.
He's
I just saw,
awesome. I
what was it,
love
White,
I
what was
really,
it,
really
the
like
White
that
Falcon.
guy.
What was J. Rich used to play?
Yeah,
Is that what it's called?
Gretsch,
Yeah.
the Gretsch, White Falcon, I think.
Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about the business side of things. Black Box, newest adventure. I mean, we've talked privately. You've got a bunch of new adventures that you're in the works with, but one of them obviously is out in the public and happening. How's that going?
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that.
Dude, it's going really good. It's not that I'm surprised that it's going good. It's just a really disruptive model that we're offering to churches. It's not really been done before. It's like if you take like a traditional consultant and an owner's rep and kind of mix them together, but then staff it with people that are high-level engineers. And I mean like mixers, the more creative side of what we do, the more user interface, not like a systems engineer or a video engineer necessarily. Actually, some of our guys do have a lot of video engineering experience. It's more of like the team training side. What's the look and feel of how video is represented, the art of lighting, and the mixer perspective. Because the problem I'm trying to solve, there's a handful of problems, and that black box now solves is when you go design a PA for a room, the engineers are trained from the manufacturers to take the specs of the PA and apply them to the room and then put it in predictive software to see what happens. It's pretty accurate, like the numbers.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're battling two things there. There's a bit of marketing involved. Like X new speaker is now able to do 142 decibels. Like who in the...
Which is very needed, so much needed. Yeah, for sure.
There's an SPL war in spec sheets for speakers.
Yep.
And they're like, oh no, this box will work in your room. It does 142 dB. And it's going up against another box from another manufacturer around the same price, but they're different. They are not apples to apples to me. So let's say brand A is a box with 10-inch drivers, and brand B is a box with 7.25-inch drivers and a little smaller horn. But the marketing material says it has the same output.
Nope.
You know what though? It may be true. Maybe maybe it does have the same output. But here's the one thing that it doesn't have. I've been behind the console and heard a snare drum through both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, that's different. So we're able to bring that perspective and kind of call BS on manufacturers sometimes. We can call BS on integrators. We can even call BS on the churches, and they've hired us. Like I can go to the church board and go, I know you feel like your tech director just wants to spend an extra $300,000 on this new construction, but here's the reality. You're going to either buy once and cry once, or you're going to make this mistake, and this is actually going to cost you more over the next 5 years.
Right.
I can help translate that.
Part of that process.
Exactly. So I'm an outside voice. We're fiduciary to the church. We're flat fee based, not percentage, which is also new to the industry in some ways. So a lot of times consultants or designers will charge, like if you're doing a new construction and AVL is $2 million for the whole space, it's a percentage based. I don't ever want to be incentivized to tell you need a bigger LED wall, and then I'm in turn going to make more money.
Right. Yep.
So we do flat fee, and we actually get paid up front, all of it. That sounds like it benefits me, but here's the other thing that happens. Let's say we're on a payment schedule. They pay a big chunk up front, and I know 9 months from now we're going to get paid again. That's in the back of my mind.
Of course.
And it's like, I don't want to piss these guys off or be super honest with them. And then they go like, you know what, this isn't working out. And then me lose the last payment. So I'm trying to do things in a way that positions us to be as honest and open as we can. It's still a business, and like we still have to pay bills and like feed our families.
Yep.
But I feel like if we position it in a way that all the cards are on the table, here's everything. We don't take kickbacks from integrators. We don't take kickbacks from manufacturers. We don't even take referral fees. And that's all out in the open and super transparent. So I don't think anyone's done that before. I could be wrong.
How does it work? Like, so if it's a flat rate based, like how does it work if you guys, like, if they need a callback, like if they want you to come re-speak into something that was installed, like
so the flat fee
talk the process.
includes
Me and Andrew have both been in that position. We've both worked at a church. We both need to do this thing. Yeah, tell us the process. You've told me a little bit about it, but tell the audience the process of bringing you guys in that process. And then obviously when I think about it and being in that position when I was 8 years at CCV, I know the biggest thing I'm going to get is, well, why do we need them if we have you? So talk about the process to bring you in, and then what's what's that answer that production manager, tech directors, because they're going to get that. Like, well, I thought I thought you were the expert. You know how pastors are. I thought you were the expert. We already paying you. Why do I need to bring in Lee if I'm already paying you to do this? Like, so
Right.
yeah, talk about that. What's the good answer for those guys to give?
There's actually multiple, because I feel like a lot of churches have different needs. And the reason they were even interested in us are all different. One church could be because they've had bad experience with integrators. And I don't like putting the church in a position to be bad cop. Like, it puts the church in a weird position when they have to enforce contracts or light someone up for not finishing punch lists or not doing drawings correctly. So it lets us take the role of absorbing the difficult conversations. I've been on the leadership team at one of the biggest churches in America. Brad is currently on the leadership team at one of the biggest churches in America. So we know how dynamics of megachurch work.
Yeah, what church is he at?
Southeast Christian in Louisville.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
They're one of the biggest. They're probably 30,000 people.
Yeah, they're huge.
So they're up there. So we know how to talk to church boards and business leaders. I run my own business. So we do have the business background. So that could be a reason. Another reason could be they actually don't know what they want. So a lot of integrators try to stay out of like the vision of production for churches. And then they'll tell you the gear once the church tells you about them and their DNA and the vision. Well, some churches don't know how to translate that. So we can do that. The other thing, they just want us to be involved in the project. Like, integrators are awesome. They have guys that are way smarter than me. A lot of them don't have people that have been behind the console and mixed at extremely high levels or done lighting at high levels or done video at high levels. They have people that know how to make the gear work, and they're incredible at drawing. They hold tight timelines. They can manage projects well, and they have access to equipment. We have a team of practitioners that have been behind the gear and know how to execute it and turn vision into reality. And a lot of times that's missing. Another reason is to save money. So, like, the fee that we charge, I think you save that money automatically, because what happens is, say church is doing a PA, because that's what I do mostly is PA and acoustics for us. They get a design and I can look at the sheet of all the info, and almost every time I can go, hey, if we move this sub to this one, we space these a little different. Like, actually, you need to do a bigger front fill here. Let's move this to that. We end up saving them the money that they spend on us anyway.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
And catching mistakes, like, and not just like negotiating better prices, which we do that for them also, but just catching mistakes and holding the timelines to what they're supposed to be, making sure you don't have an extra week of lift rental. It's like stuff like that. Like, integrators do that stuff too. But what you're really getting is, for a very small fee in relation to your project, you get the manufacturer, the integrator, your church team, and now us all on the same team. So it's like 1 + 1 = 100.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it does have like a multiplier effect.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's almost the same business model we have. I'm very obvious with our clients and everybody else. We don't own any equipment. I always pitch us. We're the technical producers. Our everything we do is based off of knowledge, expertise, and negotiation. We're going out and getting gear, but we're doing the same thing for clients. And 9 out of 10 times we can save a client based off of what we're able to do with our expertise and negotiation skills, compared to what a production company that owns all the gear is tenfold what you could get from those guys. Because I'm looking at it with your best perspective. I pitch to the clients, like, just pretend like you hired a production team on your staff and you could walk down from your cubicle to their cubicle and say, hey, look at this contract and give me the best bang for my buck. Like, that's essentially what we're doing. So I appreciate the business model. Yeah, I think it's huge, but you know how the pushback is in the church world for that tech director that, hey, I want to bring in this black box guys. Like, well, again, why are we bringing them in? So I think that's critical. The expertise, the experience, the negotiation skills is huge.
Mm-hmm.
On most construction projects, there's a consultant involved somewhere. So the architect will have a theater consultant. They are somewhere. So we're in that space now, fighting for that position on the team, because I don't know, I don't feel like they're a competitor, but iDebris is a huge consulting company.
Okay.
They got bought out by a massive company called Solus O'Brien or Solaire, something. I totally just probably screwed that up. But they're different because they do the full schematic design. Like this cable is connected to here. Here's 100 pages of all the gear. And then they submit that to an integrator for the integrator to install. And then the integrator ends up doing drawings also.
Of course.
Like there's always 2 sets of drawings when a consultant's involved.
Yep.
Drawings are like $50,000.
Crazy.
Like, so just cutting out that part, you've already saved way more than I'm charging you to help with a PA, like way more. So like just that in and of itself. And then the fact that I actually mix for a living for big notable bands. I know what the freaking crap I'm doing. And I know what your PA is going to sound like in your room.
Yep.
More so than what that software says. The software is going to show us the coverage and where it falls off. But what it doesn't show you is how easy it is to get that vocal on top over the drums. Like when I ask you, what dB does the services need to be? And you tell me 94. And then I go, what size is the room? What's the ceiling height? Are we doing acoustics? I can hear in my head what that service is going to sound like. That sounds insane and maybe really cocky to say it.
No,
I've just been in hundreds and hundreds of rooms enough to know this is about what it's going to be like.
Yep.
I'm the exact same way I pitch to any client, which most clients are not, they can't visualize stuff. Like when I'm doing a stage design, I can 1000% sit and visualize that I'm in the space. I know exactly what's going to work, what it's going to look like, how it's going to feel. Yep. Yeah. Again, that expertise and that experience is critical.
And good video and lighting guys can do the same.
100%.
They can look at your service now, the people, they can digest the content coming from the stage and then look at the new space and they do a camera plot and they pick the lenses and they work with the lighting guy on color temperature. And then they go, I know what this is going to feel like.
Yep.
All we got to do is do some camera training. That's the other thing we do is a lot of training.
Yeah, which is great.
When we do a PA, again, that example, I'll go do a site visit and then I'll go do opening weekend and do training for the team, help them build files if they want, do workshops for their team. I think your original question, though, was like the callback thing. So in the contract, I say your flat fee comes with this amount of trips. Anything in addition to that, you just pay a day rate.
Are you basing your flat fee on the project scope, like the whole scope of the project?
Yeah, it would be like if it's a new construction, so audio would be oversight on the whole thing. We'll play the middle person, the advocate for the church.
Yep.
But the things I'm most concerned about are PA processing, amplification, consoles, front of house racks, monitor console, in-ears, microphones. It's all the user interface stuff. I'm not as concerned with the cable path.
Sure.
I'm not as concerned, but I'm definitely going to have opinions, and I'll be able to see hey, the electrical trades are putting a tray here. Let's just drop that in. And then we just saved $8,000.
Yep.
So stuff like that. Integrators can catch that stuff too. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes the drawings are just freaking jacked up.
Yep.
I think it's great. There's a lot in the church world I've noticed too. There's a lot of baller guys who are younger though, who are in that, production director role now. Like, I don't know, when I was young, I thought you had to be like 40 to 60 years old to have that role. Those guys in their young 20s are running mega churches.
Most of them now are in their young 20s.
So if you're saying, hey, I have $2 million to do this upgrade, like that's a lot for a young dude. And
he's only worked at that church for the last 2 years.
Yeah, and so he was a volunteer. You only know what you know. Yeah. Like they're baller people, and that's why they're in that position. But I would be scared in that situation at that age. Like an integrator, I hire an integrator I like, but you're kind of stuck in a position where you're just like, hey, they're the professionals, and you're just like a yes man.
Yep.
So you're signing off on everything. It'd be great to have you guys come out, and then you have someone actually like putting eyes and double checking your work, who's fighting for them. I think that's huge. Yeah.
I would have done it. I was in my 30s at CCV for 8 years and overall production, but I would have 100% did it just to get a second sets of eyes and ears and think through things that I'm not thinking through. And you get so locked in that box. I mean, when you're in we've all done ministry, you get locked in your little box and everything is the way you want it and how it worked, and it's always worked this way. And so it's just nice to get some outside ideas and outside perspective. I would have 100% utilized it.
Yeah, I think it's a great business.
Any integration company, but we vet them. I didn't start this company to go after integrators.
Sure.
I think I have opinions on shitty integration companies. Brad and I have talked about that recently.
Yes.
But like having the church ask the integrator to sign a contract and disclose letters from their banks if they're in good standing is a weird thing for churches to ask, but it's not weird when I do it.
Nope.
So when I get a letter back from a bank that says they have accounts that are currently in default,
Yep.
now I can stop the church from sending a deposit for $100,000 to this guy who may file bankruptcy next week, and you lose all that.
Yeah, who's going to use that money to just pay for them? Yeah,
Emphasize enough how much that happens. It probably happens every week to a church in America somewhere.
it's crazy.
There's stories recently of some in like the 7 figures. Like it's crazy.
Oof. Yeah, it's it's sad. It's sad. So just to have an advocate, and like you said, an outside advocate. I mean, whatever pastor's in charge of finances doesn't understand that world whatsoever. So it's on the poor tech director, like you said. Sometimes they're in their 20s, they have little experience. So just to have
the
you
plan
guys
for
come
this
in,
long
it's
term, like
amazing.
somebody asked me this recently, like fast forward 5 years, what's Black Box do? I'm a little bit like Amazon on this one. Like I want to be an advocate for churches in every area, and how we add that would be creative worship would be next. Like offering we're going to offer next year a service where we're trying to take the pressure off churches to have amazing live streams because it's really hard to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Instead, do a 1 or 2 night worship gathering where you record an album and about 4 hours worth of worship video content that then gets cut up for social campaigns over a year.
Okay. Love
Right.
that.
So instead of worrying about how good worship looks on the weekend for the stream, you actually do more pre-programmed and edited worship on your live stream. But like, I'm new here. I want to go to a new church in my town. You go to their website and you watch the video.
Of course.
We can still have access to the live stream, but what those pages look like to actually grow the church, you can actually create as essentially like a funnel system for new customers. And the video you show them is a different worship experience than if they just click like, oh, they're live right now. They can certainly still do that. And then you've got all that content for social over the course of a year, and you get a worship album out of it.
Like you said, so much pressure off that weekend experience live stream team.
Yep.
Which, so many people invested heavily in, and it's still garbage. No offense.
Yeah. So we'll do worship, creative, communications, and then I'd like to have our own architects on staff. So that's like probably like a 3-year goal. So when a church wants to build a new building, we do it from the ground up. So, because right now what happens is I get involved with an architect, and then I'm having to convince the architect on how to build a modern church space. Like, no, we need a rolling truck door, and it needs to be truck height, not ground level.
Yep.
We need a place to put a lift on stage, and the electrical needs, let's put a 240 over there. And so I'm constantly taking these architects that have been building churches for 20 years and trying to expose them into a modern communication space.
Yep.
So I just want to turn that on its head and go, we're just going to have our own team of architects.
Which is amazing because, I mean, we've both been in those environments. Like we both wish the architects knew what the heck we did for a living inside of that space that they're designing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
And
because what happens now when an architect gets a contract for a building, I've got one of these in Illinois, I get an email and it's a request, an RFP, and she's hiring 10 different consultants.
Oof.
To do like small pieces of the building. And my theory is this whole space is a communication space.
Yep.
It is a media creation space. It's sacred and it's holy, but ultimately it is a space to create content for in person and online. So then why aren't we leading that?
100%.
And then we get RFPs for architects.
100%.
It should be the other way around.
Because none of those consultants are thinking that way. They're thinking it's nuts
not.
and bolts. It's a beautiful building. They're not thinking about how that electric guitar is going to sound when it fires up on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
amazing.
about like, what's the content for the pastor's podcast? What's that room look like?
Yeah. Right. That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to you guys. I think
Thanks,
I think
man.
this sky's the limit. You're already super successful at it, and you've got a great team and pulling in more guys that are killing it in this industry and that industry. And
once again, a company doing ministry without being a full-time ministry.
Which is awesome, right?
That's great. We tell guys all the time.
We tell guys all
you
the
can do
time.
that without being full-time at the church. Not that we're trying to pull from the church, but
we just added a new staff member. He was at a church here in Phoenix. Great guy. He's starting in a couple weeks. And we've had those conversations. We were talking because he's been in the church. That's all. I mean, his he's done a bunch of freelance stuff, but his job has been in the church. And we were having that conversation about full-time ministry when he brought the attention to his leadership that he was going to stop working at the church and join Mosaic. He's like, the pushback was, well, are you like, you're just going to stop doing full-time ministry? And he was like, no, I
That's
feel
crazy to me.
Mosaic's doing a ton of ministry actually. And I was like, yeah, like, let's get out of that world where you have to work at a church to continue yourself doing ministry work. Like, that's always bothered me, but it's been more apparent when I've had conversations like that. Like, man, are you sure you want to walk away from full-time ministry? And they know us. They know Mosaic. We've worked with them as a church. And I'm like, bro, I feel like we do more ministry now than I ever did when I worked at a church, to be honest with you.
I feel the same. I feel like, I definitely had a large staff of people that put on church every weekend, and it was really needed. But now the connections I have in the business world, like in my personal relationships, I didn't have friends that weren't on staff at a church until I wasn't on staff at a church.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I'm like, you want to tell me that my buddy who does commercial real estate doesn't have ministry? Like, he would be so offended if you told him that.
Right.
Yeah. And he's probably like in the top 1% of givers at his church,
Yep.
Like,
so yeah, that's
I think churches just get a little territorial about
for sure they do.
Staff.
Yeah, for sure they do. So I would love to break that mold, especially for church production guys. Again, I'm a huge advocate that you don't have to leave the church to become a great production guy. I mean, there's always, I talked about it on another podcast episode, like there's been a weird thing where like some young guys feel like they have to get started in the church, which all of us have started in the church, so it's a great catalyst. But then the goal is to get out of the church and go on tour with Brandon Lake, or the goal is to get out of the church and go to work for Mosaic, or no, stay at the church. The church needs you. If you're great, stay at the church. I'm a huge advocate for that. But on the flip side of that coin, just because you don't work at a church doesn't mean ministry stops. Doesn't mean you're stopped doing ministry. It doesn't mean you don't have the biggest impact that you did at the church. Like, it's twofold. And I think we're doing just as much. You're doing just as much ministry. We're doing it. There's a ton of freelancers that are doing it. Like, it's still ministry, which is great.
Yep. Dude, this is another rabbit trail and we can stop. Maybe I'll come back on here, but something else has happened with pay. Like, churches are paying more than touring now.
Yeah, I've noticed that, which is wild.
It flipped again.
Yeah.
Different types of touring. Like, there are certain levels of touring where this doesn't apply to. There's guys making over $200K a year. Like, there's big money there.
Yep.
But most guys touring right now, I just got into on Instagram about this.
I saw that about the trailer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like entry-level touring job.
Crazy.
And you're driving the van and trailer with the singer. I think that's arguable. Production managing, tour managing, lights, video, teching the gear, and mixing. $2,200 a week.
So terrible.
Now, $2,200 a week is good money.
It is. But
if it was just mixing that show,
yes,
that's freaking awesome.
Yes.
The problem is
you're doing everything.
Like, that's like 16, 17, 18-hour days. And people are like, well, club tours, you just get there at 3:00. And then I'd have 50 other DMs of like, no, you're totally right. Those drives can be long. And I looked at the routing. It's crazy. The biggest issue I had with it was then I get another DM and it's the artist on a billboard in Nashville promoting their album. So don't tell me the label doesn't have money.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like it's a small artist. It's someone who could afford and pay.
I had 5 million Instagram followers.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I've made a good living, and I have 22,000 followers. So, like, this is not about the budget of the tour. Like, I know everybody wants the tour date to break even in and of itself, but it's so stuff like that. Like, you can go work. There are, how many jobs do you think right now at mega churches that would pay a 22-year-old audio guy 60, 70 grand right now? There's a ton.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, it's great.
It took forever.
It did take
it's
forever.
Finally there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took forever.
Or you can go travel 200 days a year and make $45,000.
Yep.
And it's like, what kind of life do you have? Oh, and then you still got to pay taxes out of all that. So I don't know. I think the touring thing has not stuck with inflation in the lower levels. I think people have agreed to do shows for horrendous pay in touring. Nashville is probably the most notorious, honestly. Like, CCM and like worship bands pay just as much as huge country artists because I've done it. I've mixed for country bands. I've mixed for big worship bands. They pay the same, honestly. LA is a little different. And then corporate pays the most. And I think corporate takes care of people the most. I get overtime when I do a corporate show.
Yeah, that's the thing.
$10 for 10 hours. And then The next 4 hours, time and a half. 4 hours after that, double time. And then I have hard cutoffs at 18 hours, and I have to have a minimum sleep of 6.
8 hours, yeah.
Yep.
We were talking about that. So that audio podcast episode that we were talking about, concert audio guys versus corporate audio guys, like the disparity in who gets more accolades. In my opinion, concert audio guys get more accolades than the corporate guys, but some of the corporate guys are doing. And when I say corporate guys, I don't talk like Encore guys. Those guys are doing 4 handheld mics in a breakout room. I'm talking like MOSAIC corporate. We do high end, concerts involved. Like some of this stuff is wild. And if I had a choice, I said like I'd much rather sleep in a 5-star hotel and eat 3 great meals a day than sleep in a bus and have to eat whatever catering's provided. But we were going back and forth on what's a harder audio gig. They're both hard. They're both take different expertise. But sometimes, you just got off I'll call that a corporate gig because it wasn't really a concert. It was a lot of corporate involved. Like what's your opinions between concert audio and corporate audio when we're looking at the scale like we do it or the one you just got off of?
So like my worship mixing gigs are very white glove. I've worked a long time to be able to get there. I show up when the band shows up. I don't load any gear, and I get paid well. So I can't really compare it to that. I did do a club tour last year with a big rock band, and that I production managed and mixed for their guy who took a week off, and it was just a week. It was hard.
For sure.
I think I got home and told Ashley, like, that's the hardest thing I'd ever done. And she was like, you smell so bad. It was rough, dude. And it was a club tour. The sizes were like 500 to 1,500 people. They paid me great. They paid me what they should have paid me for the job I did.
Yep.
But that was freaking hard. The corporate thing I did last week is a little different because the sessions were like 6 hours a pop and there were 2 a day.
Yeah, that's how ours is. We got a lot of those gigs. Yeah. Like we did that big Turning Point event. Especially for Knisley and his audio guys that go in. If we have that AmFest like you did with us a couple years ago, we've got bands at night. So that these audio guys, our corporate audio guys, are getting in usually before us. They're getting at 5 a.m. to do sound checks because then we start general session at 8. They don't take breaks. So they have to transfer their brain from concert that morning at 5 a.m., which nobody wants to do, sound check, right into 35 presenters. Every one of them's on a lav, one of them's on a DPA. You got a panel of 8. You got, who knows what it is for
playbacks. You got videos,
playback video for the next 10 hours. And then you have 30 minutes to get back into the band and you got to retransfer your brain back over to, oh shit, I got to mix this band tonight with the same brain with, like we talked about it in that podcast episode. You're mixing a worship band because we do some of them are worship events at 105 dB. And then a guy walks out on stage with a lav and he's whispering, and you've got to convince the audience that they can still hear everything properly. That's the kind of stuff I was talking about, like the hurdles that these guys have to jump through that some of the concert guys don't understand from the corporate side. When they look down on the corporate audio guys, like that's a long ass day. And your brain's going from concert to lavalier to panel, back to concert to video playback. Like it's crazy.
I will say the most money I've ever made mixing is a corporate weekly rate. Yep. And it's not by a little, it's like double or triple because the days are crazy long, but I don't have to do as much of those a year either. So it's like a trade-off. Like the bands I work for, I feel like I make great money and I get paid on the higher end of what front of house engineers make. But the corporate stuff, dude, I would say like just a week, if I'm working 4, 5, 6 days, if it's a long week, whether it's music or corporate, it's probably triple what it is for the bigger bands I've ever worked for.
Yeah, which is great, which I love.
It's awesome. Yeah. But also, those days are harder. Like me white gloving a band gig.
Yep.
I'm showing up for the 1 o'clock sound check. I'm there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then I go sit back at the pool or go to an early dinner with the band.
Yeah, what's that like?
I know.
And we're in our own green room.
Yep.
And then we play our 90-minute set. And then I go stay at the nice hotel.
Yeah.
And if it's a tour, my gloves maybe get gray.
Yeah.
They're still pretty white. Yeah. It's maybe like tip the console and unpatch it at the night or unplug it. And then I'm in the green room with the band. So the band stuff's way easier, actually. And I'd say like more fun. Like I'd be lying if I didn't say like there's an ego.
For sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's like, of course I want to mix for United.
Of course. Yeah.
Yep.
Maren
We
Morris
talked
show
about that.
last
Yeah, it
month.
is.
Like,
It gets, the Instagram followers and the fun stuff is on the corporate or on the concert audio guys.
totally.
But the corporate guys, it always bugged me that these guys don't get the reps that they should and the accolades they should, because man, they are doing it hard for sometimes 15 hours a day between all that's happening.
But they're
You
getting
take
paid
care of
for
your
it.
guys though.
we take care
I'd
of
say,
our guys.
Brad, you probably, I don't know that I've seen it. Like, you spend more of your own personal money taking care of your people than I've seen other owners do.
Yeah, I try to,
For
man.
sure.
And I see
Profits-
like joy on your face when you do it. And when you take your team out, you take 10 people out to dinner. I bet you've spent $4,000 on 10 people at dinner before, and just freaking go for it.
that biggest show, Amfest, that we do, not to throw money out, but that we do a Christmas party for our whole crew. That everybody's allowed to bring their wives. Yeah, it's almost $20,000 out of our profit.
Right. But when you say, I can speak to this, when you say our profit, you're meaning your personal bank account.
Yes,
That's
100%.
your money.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
there's an owner mindset and an employee mindset.
Yep.
And I think it's good for crew members and employees to realize that's the owner's personal money.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
there
being-
was a
it's not being built
Starbucks
back.
order that happened last week, and there's 30 Starbucks cups that have been sitting out for 5 hours.
Yep.
And I looked around in the room and saw all these people, and I don't think Dylan was in there. And I was like, do people not realize like that money goes to like pay for your kid's private school?
Yeah.
Or he doesn't attend on the private school. Pay for your kid's daycare?
Yeah.
Because that's actually what it is. Like, I think being mindful of like waste
Yep.
is
Yeah.
pretty important.
We have those moments where, that's one thing that we're super anal about at Mosaic. I always say people over profits. Like, that's the thing. We've got a hospitality director, Ashlyn. She's amazing. Her only job is to take care of our crew. Literally, I don't charge a single client for her. I don't do anything. Like, we pay her a full-time salary. She shows up to every show. Her job is to keep everybody fed, snacks. We invest so much time and energy into those little things. And like you said, that brings me so much joy, because there are moments that you're like, oh, there's Starbucks orders sitting out here for 5 hours that nobody took care of.
Yep.
But
As an owner, you got to like let it go. It's just part of it.
I have to.
But then
I
I
have to let
think
it
when
go.
it gets offered to you, you should also realize like, hey, when they take care of us, they do, like, the company makes good money, but that's their personal money.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes out of our paycheck. It comes out of our income at the end of the year. Yeah, for sure.
But it's worth it.
It is worth it.
We get great people, and that's why we've been able to be successful, is because we've
our people.
taken
Because
care
again,
of our people.
we're a small staff. Like I said, we don't own any equipment. We've got 10 staff, so we rely heavily on people like you that come in and do that show. Contractors are our lifeblood and make us successful. And they're just I'm always encouraged by that, because I love doing it, and I'm never going to change doing it. Like, we have conversations on our staff all the time. Like, this is who we are. We're not going to change it. But then we have staff that rep our shirts on other shows, and I'll get calls from other owners like, hey, I just got that recently. Sam Shelton, one of our jib ops, was wearing a Mosaic shirt on his gig, and I know the owner well. He's another corporate owner. He's like, bro, how come Sam is out my gig wearing your shirt? I was like, well, maybe if you treated him like I did, he would wear your shirt on my gig. He's like, oh, touche.
That's funny.
When I see them just as bought in and as I am into Mosaic, like, it's all worth it at the end of the day. So kudos to our crew. They're amazing. We need to get you back out on one of these.
Yeah, let's do it. I try to only come to Phoenix in the spring and fall and winter.
Yes, I don't blame you.
Yep.
You got shows everywhere, actually.
Maybe
But
Amfest. We'll see.
Amfest, yeah. Hopefully they have bands back.
Do
They
that
didn't have
shindig
bands last
again.
year. That was a fun one. Yeah, you come out to Phoenix during golf season. Right now is not golf season. It is 118 outside right
Miserable.
right. I am working with a couple churches in Phoenix, so maybe a December trip is in the works.
now. Oh, yeah. That's the time. That's the time to come out. Still beautiful weather. You can golf, hang out with us.
I need to play Weekopa and is it Quintero?
Oh, Quintero.
Oh, that's
yeah.
one in the East Valley. I've heard
No,
that.
Quintero's up by my house.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Northwest. Yeah, it's by my house.
It's like an hour from the
beautiful.
airport. I'm trying to play the top 100 courses in America, so I have a spreadsheet, and it's the only one in Arizona on the top 100. Crazy
Really?
enough. Yeah.
how many have you gotten out of that top 100?
I'm around 20 right now.
That's pretty good.
I started 3 years ago.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Takes time.
But they're going to get more difficult. Like, when am I going to be in western Nebraska?
True. I don't know. With Black Box, you don't know where churches are going to take you. You
that's
could
true.
be anywhere. Yeah.
I'm playing one in Banff, Alberta next month.
Ooh,
Okay.
that'll be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, when am I going to Calgary? And I'm going to Calgary.
Here we go. For a black box project?
Yeah. So there's a speaker company there called PK.
Yeah.
And they want some honest evaluation of their products.
Good. Well, that's cool. Yeah. How have to bounce back to that? How have integrators taken to you guys? Are you getting pushback? Are they? Do they love it? Do they hate it?
I'd say owners and the account guys love us. The engineers and project managers have a lot of questions. They're like, because that directly affects them on the more day-to-day level.
Yep.
You know, the owners and account managers and sales guys are like, awesome. It's just more touch points to customers and it's more business.
And it covers their butts for sure. Like it, you know, like if you're double checking things, like they're not having to do more work if you're doing it right the first time.
Like I'm doing projects right now with Summit, Skylark, like the bigger church integrators. It's awesome. And those guys are fantastic and they're fun to work with. And it is like putting the dream team together when you get us, an amazing integrator and a great church together. The project just gets really, really good. The newer integrators, I'm excited to like help them. Like we can't work with a new integrator on every project, but when they do work with us, I can help them like understand churches, help them do some refining of their own systems. The bad integrators, I hope they hate us.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why you're there.
I hope they hate us. And I hope that I end up having to fire some. And I hope that, you know, I hope all the bad things for the bad ones. Because at the end of the day, we're the advocate for the church. And a bad experience for a church from an integrator can be really, really bad.
Well, hopefully it just changes the accountability because there's never, big picture, there's never really been accountability. There's been a lot of really bad integrators for a lot of years because they're able to do that because churches don't have the expertise and knowledge to shoot them straight and tell them this isn't what we're going to sign up for. This isn't what we need. Right. So if nothing else, hopefully the bad integrators think to themselves, well, we should probably change what we're doing and get on the up and up because these guys might come in and tell us what's going on.
And honestly, hopefully we don't have to experience that because if a church engages us early enough, I won't let a bad integrator get involved.
Exactly.
Like we'll just stop it from happening.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah, we all know those bad integrators. No fun.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked about the next 5 years with Black Box. What about you personally? I mean, you're about to get married. What's life like? You got 2 amazing kids. Your boy's into golf, right?
Yeah, he's on a high school golf team, so that's fun. He's now old enough now though that it's like not cool to hang out with me anymore. So we've officially reached that. His buddy plays golf, and his buddy's dad plays golf. So now I'm trying to like, I texted him earlier like, hey, see if Will and his dad want to play Saturday morning. I've got a tee time. So
that's cool.
So I have to like be more strategic to hang out with my own kid. He's got a car and a driver's license, so it is a different planet now.
Very different.
Yeah. So getting married in 2 months.
Congrats. It's amazing.
That's coming up quick. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm moving back to Tennessee.
Are you really?
Well, it's when the kids get out of high school. So I still got quite a ways to go. Like my daughter's a freshman.
Yep.
But for sure moving back. For some reason, like the whole planet thinks I already had, or the planet that knows me. I get all the time like, you're in Tennessee. I'm like, no, I never moved to Tennessee. I think because it makes you headquarters moved.
You're there a lot.
Assumed I moved, and then I sold the company. So I never moved. So I will end up moving back. And then after that, man, just, I don't have like a 10-year personal goal right now necessarily, but I do have a 5-year, and it's get out of this freaking state.
Yeah, man.
California's the worst.
I don't know how you're still there, but good for you. I mean, Sacramento's beautiful, but well, I mean, it is like up north. Like
I'm in the foothills, so I'm not in Sac. I'm like a 45-minute drive up the hill in the Sierras a little bit. So I do still feel like I'm
you're close to like Lake Tahoe, you know.
But compared to Knoxville, though, right? Like I'm excited to come to Knoxville. I've never been, but I mean, it looks beautiful. Smoky Mountains, you got it all up there.
Then you're going to be real best buds with Dylan Howell.
Yeah, they already are best buds.
I know you are, but I'm saying you're going to be neighbors now. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Golf. Yeah. You'll have somebody to golf with since your son won't. Dylan will be your son. He'll let you pay for golf for sure. We both know Dylan. He'll let you pay for a golf round anytime.
100%. I try to pay for his golf. He won't let me now.
Oh. Love that guy.
Big time.
Oh, the turntables.
Yeah, I'm supposed to. We talked about getting a VRBO together for your wedding, so we might be shacking up, me and Dylan.
Nice.
I'm excited to get out there. Well, awesome, man. Appreciate you. I didn't get to any of my questions or anything I had planned, which is great because we just talked
I got to come back. Let's do one in person.
In person would be great. We'll talk more about Weight Watchers and Ozempic schwanzes, and we tackled it all. I love it. We've spent some good time together. Love you, brother. Appreciate you every time we get to run into each other. You were just here recently, and it's always great, and we just need to do it more often. So just appreciate you being a part of this, and just appreciate the time today, man.
Yeah, dude. Appreciate you.
You're obviously a big inspiration to myself and Knisley as an audio guy. So, we love you and love having you around anytime you can.
I love hanging around you guys. Love you both, man.
Yeah, love it. All right. Well, thanks, guys. It's been another episode of Crew Call Pod. We're super thankful for everybody that's been coming on, the guest. More to come. Some more notable names like Lee himself. And so stay tuned. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. We'll see y'all soon.